Well, how are you today? You are hanging out with Jason Phillips from Appraise, unless your wife says you can't. Autoappraise.com, 800-301-3886. A lovely day here in Michigan. I'm coat free. I'm not in shorts, but this is about as good as it gets in the middle of December. To be able to stand outside and do a little more work before the cold weather sets in. You are looking at a 1967 Chevelle SS. You probably figured that out by now. 427 automatic car. Has a CE replacement block in it. Car's got power steering and an aftermarket radio that's pretty cool. Aftermarket wheels and tires. Front disc upgrade. Got factory tilt wheel, which is kind of cool. Factory style tilt wheel, we'll call that. I've been looking at this car for about 2 hours, and the only thing I haven't done is gotten up on the hoist and driven it. So it'll be about 3 hours total, including the time we're shooting this video. 02810 on the odometer. 138 on the body tag, 138 on the VIN. So this is the quick overview. Let's go ahead and look it over. It's an Atlanta-built car, 4th week in March 1967. Oil's clean. It's got purple racing oil in it. The expensive stuff looked like Brad Penn oil or something similar. Electronic ignition, all the wiring is new, the wiring harness is new. Brake components appear to be new. Proportionary valve master cylinder. Standard old-fashioned power steering unit. Big fat billet radiator. Antifreeze is nice and green. Period or GM stamped hoses, but non-period clamps. Engine block paint is very clean. Dual feed tucked up underneath there. Edelbrock intake. Very nicely polished headers. 3-inch long collector into reduced down to 2.5 inch. Fuel regulator. No issues with the broach marks on that engine pad. Backside of the hood is pretty close to fabulous. I don't know if you can really see that. How about there, huh? I'm looking up into the light. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Correct paint level detail on the core support, inner fenders. Staples showing through on the A-arm covers. Just subtle detail is very nice back there at the steering connection through the firewall. All the front suspension appears to have been built and repainted while it was apart. Steering box, same way. I didn't show the harness, but there it is. Those are either powder coated or painted chassis black to match the backside of the hood. Really no excuses underneath this hood that I can see. New grounding straps. Fuel pump's really clean. Alright, engine started up cold. I shot a 1.5 minute long cold start video, and the engine sounds really good. And that'll be a separate video I'll send the purchaser of this vehicle, should he decide to purchase it. This vehicle is being inspected for a potential buyer who hired and paid me to do this. You, as a consumer, will not see this video until after he's seen it and made his mind up of whether or not he's going to purchase it. At that point, the video will go from private to public. That's how it works. Then you get to see some cool cars and make some comments. Some nice, some not so nice. I prefer the nice comments. Engine bay is super clean. So heading into the interior, not really much to discuss in here with regards to flaws or issues, because everything is fairly new. if not completely new. All new glass except maybe the vent window on the other side. Chrome frames are done. Treated hardware in many locations. New hardware on the inside, new door panels, new quarter panel trim. A door jamb detail is nice. Most often, folks don't color sand that heavy because they don't want to bust through the edges. And that would be how I would describe this as well. New rubbers, new quarter windows and seals, new belt moldings, new seat covers. Nylons are new and they retract. Inside the glove box is clean. Console's all done. Chrome trim, all very nice. The clock is working. Aftermarket gauges. The blower works, the radio works, the wipers work. Trim's in really good shape. There is a few little age cracks, stress cracks, or I would call those maybe like some bubbling of that adhesive texture sticker that goes on that piece. It's about 4 spots like that. So that's a thing. Somebody did a nice job putting the headliner in and the sail panel trim. It's all good. Seats recline as they should. Well, they did a minute ago. There we go. Seat backs are in good shape. Those are probably original ones that were redone. Courtesy lights working. Quick look at the back there. Ashtrays might be original. For sure, body buckles are original. So we got a very nice interior, nothing to really talk about. Door locks work with the ignition key on both sides. I better unlock that since I got the windows rolled up. Just pop the trunk. And the trunk compartment is in very, very nice restored shape. Deck lid's very nice, no swelling. I know that's hard to see when I'm looking into the light, into the sky, but I've got still photos of that for the potential purchaser. Seams are in really good shape. Jamb detail is in nice shape. Both sides look just like that. New rubber seal. A very nice aqua splatter paint has been reapplied thoroughly. Power antenna added. And everything looks very nice. I mentioned the harness is new. The herringbone mat is new. Correct style wiring harness. Trunk latch restored. Matching spare jack. So very nice trunk. Opens and closes very nicely. Let's hear that. Good deck lid lines. We'll go around the chrome and the lines here in a few minutes. Maybe get this car on the road, drive it, get it up on the hoist, and then I'll be able to wrap up this inspection. Parking lights. Headlights and turn signals. Bright lights. And the red illuminator is illuminating on the dash. There's our last tail light. Turn signals operating inside and out, by the way. Horn. Might as well show you the wipers while I am here. 2-speed. And the radio. Oh, maybe that worked a minute ago. Oops. Blower fan cables are free. All right, not sure what's up with the radio. Clock's still working though. I neglected to mention aftermarket transmission cooler and a ground disconnect on the battery. And aftermarket fuel regulator for that dual feed. That dual feed was a demon, by the way. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. The conversation on the paint and body isn't going to be a very long one. because I don't think there are many miles on this car. The bodywork was blocked out really nice and straight. Magnetic adhesion is good. I had my digital paint meter hard at work here, but I believe it needs to be recalibrated because it's not giving me good solid readings in places that we know are reliable. So we use the old-fashioned magnets. I've got pictures of magnetic adhesion all the way down the other side of the car. On this side of the car, I did the quick on-off test. It's sticking in all these locations. So this has already been done all the way down this side. So we have a really nice steel connection with not too much thickness to discuss. Bumpers have been replaced, taillight bezels, SS trim panel on the back, all nice, probably all brand new. Chrome tips are in really nice shape. Down here, where you might expect to find some stone splash, I really haven't found any. I'm going to go on record saying that there's a couple, just to be safe. But the fact remains, if they are there, I didn't see them. The door lines are really nice. A window overlap is nice. I don't have to push too hard on this to get it to close, 2 fingers. Hood lines are appropriate. Good lineup all the way around the car. Passenger door. Sits just slightly inbound of the fender. I think that the bottom of that fender could be drawn in about a 1/4 of an inch. Loosen that bolt, push that in, and make that a little more pretty, but I think otherwise the car lines are really, really good. Reflective quality is great. Not too hard. It's an original FF paint code. That's Marina Blue in 1967. Blue interior. Kraggers are in really nice shape. BFGs are probably brand new. And I'll give you a look at the underbody here shortly. Here's a horrible way to look at the underbody. I'm going to show you the car for real, but very, very clean. 12 bolt with sway. 2.5 inch exhaust. Gas tanks all done. Very nice. Since we've been out here a couple hours, we're going to do another cold start video and put it included in this one. Let's see here. All right. Fahrenheit's helpful. 62 degrees. What we got out here on the ground? 45, so the motor's still a little bit warm. Go ahead and fire it up, please. Driving. All right, getting out onto the local residential, then we'll get on a little longer street. We got a reverse valve body set up in the tranny. Hold oil pressure around 55-ish pounds. Temperature starting to come up. Keep an eye on that. 02810.5. What that says?
Yeah, 0.5.
Okay. There we go. Radio's working.
Oh, there's JD.
Okay.
He's coming this way.
JD Subaru. All right, out on the main road. can't you? When it's sitting there idling.
Oh yeah.
Manual steering, you can feel everything, can't you?
Yeah.
Can I grab this for a second?
Yeah.
Try not to steer you into oncoming traffic. The suspension looked like it was in pretty good shape, so crawled under and peeked at it already. Yeah. Nice. Slide off in this turn lane here just for a second and just let this guy get by, and maybe we can let her rip just a little bit and see what it can do. Brake pedal looks like it's good and firm. You got some good space underneath here.
I'll go over here and
Okay.
a little bit.
Sounds great. All right, let's turn around. I vote for a whole shot. Let's see what the audience says. And the audience says, count. Push on the brakes and let your hands kind of loose a little bit on the wheel. Oh, I guess we're on a curve. That's probably not a very good idea. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Maybe as we're coming up right here for just a second, yeah. Oh yeah, nice. Very little draw, if any. Save some space on the tape. We'll show the under of the car when we get on the hoist, and we'll call it a day, huh? Thanks. All right, back in the building. These young guys, I tell you. All right, just got done taking about 50 or 60 still photos of the vehicle from underneath. I'll go through and report what we've got. All new body bushings and plated hardware, at least new at the time when they were installed. Quarter panel splash panels look nice. Seamed nicely along the bottom. Let me see if I can get my camera above. Car's dusty underneath, but certainly a nice looking frame off, no doubt. Looks like the rear end housing may have been powder coated. 12 bolt with a cast date of April 12th, 1967. Drove down the road good. Looks like the brake components were all powder coated. Probably the frame as well. I have to read about the car. Don't really know. But it kind of looks like powder coating throughout. Big fat rear sway bar. Boxed lower control arms. Hotchkiss. New parking brake cable. New fuel lines. Flowmaster cans. Tiny bit of exhaust leak coming out there. Needs to be, that might be old actually. Didn't really hear much exhaust leaking. Very nice detail to the floor pans, all chassis black. Body mounts up there, nice. Cross member's been powder coated as well. Rear seal on the tranny looks good. Ventilated turbo 400 pan. H-pipe, all this exhaust is coated exhaust. Jet coated or something. Drops down to about a 2.5 inch. Willwood brake, proportion area valve added in. Front suspension looks really nice as well. Disc brake setup. All new lines. QA1 adjustable coilovers up there. Ball joints are all well greased. Dust shields look nice. Again, all new hardware. Got a few antifreeze drops coming down the firewall. Well, actually, it doesn't look like they're coming down the firewall. Don't know where they're coming out of. Little spot right there. All right. Well, there we have it. That's a really, really clean underbody. Pinion snubbers are all new. Everything has really been gone through. Looks like a very nice, could stand about 2 or 3 hours of cosmetic detailing, and certainly it could be a mirror under the car kind of car, couldn't it? Jason from Auto Appraise finishing up. Thanks for hanging out. 800-301-3886 if you need an inspection like this. And again, reminding you, it goes to the purchaser or potential purchaser before it gets posted public. But it's a nice car, no doubt.